Core here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, we have something very different on the menu today. We are going to be doing a special Pokemon tier list video, and the title of this is What Pokemon Generation 8 Would Make Good Pets? So let's get into this. So we're going to be ranking these Pokemon based on 5 tiers. The top tier is, yes please, Cuddle Times. Next up is As Long As It Stays Off My Bed. And the next tier is Not in My House. Next tier is Perhaps in the Zoo. And last but not least, we have Just Nope. Meaning, I do not want to have that Pokemon as a pet. So without further ado, let's dive into the list. So starting off, ladies and gentlemen, I want to add Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble to the Yes Please Cuddle Times. They're just absolutely so adorable. How can you not say no to Cuddle Times with the Galar starters first stage forms, man? They're just so bloody adorable. And hell, even their evolved forms being Thwackey, Raboot, and Drizzile respectively all make it in this particular ranking because even though they are bigger, they still would be very, very cuddly. And you know what? It just, honestly, they are just absolutely adorable, just all around, even with their evolved forms. Now, as for their final evolutions, being Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, yes, they get much bigger. Now, although they may be pretty fun to cuddle, here's the thing. I don't know if you would have enough room for those Pokemon to cuddle with on your bed, so I would have to say that these guys here go in the ranking of As Long As It Stays Off My Bed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless I had like a double bed or a queen or a king size bed, well, then we can talk about, you know, being able to cuddle on the bed, if you know what I'm saying. Now, Squilvet here definitely makes the top of the list, as long as that thing don't eat all my damn food. But it does look quite cuddly, so yeah, it's Cuddle Time, Squilvet. And Greedon's kind of like a bigger version, and you know what? It's also as well looks kind of cuddly, but again, like I said about Squilvet, please do not eat all my damn food, Greedon. Now, as for the lineup of Rookidee, Corvisquire, and Corviknight, I would love to have these guys as pets. Only problem is, I don't think they're really that cuddly, especially when you factor in the talons that they have. I don't want that shit jabbed into me, if you know what I'm saying. So, I'm going to put these on the ranking of As Long As It Stays Off My Bed, because I don't want to have their sharp claws tearing the shit out of my bed. I need a place to sleep at night, you feel me? Now, as for the lineup of Blipbug, Dottler, and Orbeetle, they do look like they would be rather interesting pets to have, so I will put them in the ranking of As Long As It Stays Off My Bed, because it would be rather interesting to see just what sort of tricks I can train these Pokemon to perform, and maybe I can be the best trainer in the world. You know what I'm saying? They do look pretty damn cool, especially Orbeetle, man. I love Orbeetle. Now, I have to say, Gossifleur and Eldegoss definitely rank up there when it comes to me wanting them as pets. I would have to say for Gossifleur, it would be able to make the top of the list, and Eldegoss especially, because look at the poof. Look at that poof right there. That would be amazing as a pillow right there, you know what I mean? And plus, the wool from it could be very valuable when it comes to making new clothing for ya boy if I need some new duds, if you know what I'm saying. Now, as for Nickit and Thievul, they need to stay the hell out of my house, because I'll tell you what, I don't want those furry little shits sneaking in when I'm not looking and eating up all of my food, and when I get back from a very strenuous outing and I want to have something to eat, and I find these furry little bastards in the cupboards and just chowing down on everything, well, what the hell am I gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? As much as I love these furry little critters, they do not belong in the house, because I don't want them eating my damn food. Now we get to Wooloo and Dubwool. Now, I'm definitely putting Wooloo on the very top, because it's freaking Wooloo, man. You don't argue against the Wooloo. It is cuddly, it is adorable. It is something I would absolutely love to have as a pet. Now, as for Dubwool here, it also goes up here on the Yes Please Cuddle Times list because it just absolutely looks adorable. And not to mention, it looks like a tougher version of Wooloo, and you know what? I absolutely love it. You know what? It is absolutely awesome. I'd love to have a Pokemon like Dubwool as a pet. no doubt about it. Now we get to Wooloo and Drednaw. Now, I absolutely love these Pokemon, but here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think that Wooloo would be great as long as it stayed off my bed, and, well, when it comes to Drednaw, that thing has a big-ass set of choppers on it, and I don't think a piddly little house would be the right setting for it. So I would have to sadly say not in my house, but it would be a hella cool Pokemon to own as a pet. But I would have to find some type of place to house it in if it's not going to be in my house, you know what I mean? Now, as for Yamper and Bulltown, easily, they go to the top. They would make amazing pets, you know what I'm saying? They're freaking doggos. I mean, you can't argue with that. They're freaking doggos. They're adorable, and they do kind of look a bit cuddly, you know? And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves the lineup of Roly-Coly. Now, Roly-Coly, without a shadow of a doubt, does belong pretty high on the list. I wouldn't want to cuddle with it because, well, I'd end up burning myself, but its coal would be very useful for heating up my house and cooking things as well. And, you know, let's say with Carkol as well. You know, Carkol is a rather decently sized Pokemon that could still fit in the house and serve its purpose. Now, as for Colossal, you know what I'm saying? This Pokemon right here is gigantic in comparison. And I don't know if I'd have enough room for it in my house, so unfortunately I'd have to say, not in my house, son. Sorry. I don't want to have my house being burnt down to sunder because you get too excited or because you're too big. Next up we have ourselves Applin, Flapple, and Appleton. Yum yum. These Pokemon do look rather delicious, but I can't eat them because they are living creatures. So I would have to say that all three of these Pokemon would definitely deserve to be on this tier right here, being as long as it stays off my bed, because I don't think they would be very cuddly, you know what I'm saying? But they would definitely be really good Pokemon to have around the house, that's for sure. Now, when it comes to Silicobra and Sandaconda, I'm sorry, but I'm putting these guys in the zoo. Last thing I want to have happen in my sleep is getting choked by a snake Pokemon. I'm sorry, man, I ain't cuddling with that. I like the life that I live. I don't want to die by strangulation from a pet snake, thank you very much. Okay, Cramorant is next, and I do not like this bastard. I absolutely do not like him. Because, well, for one, this Pokemon tries to eat other Pokemon such as Arrokuda and Pikachu, and, well, this Pokemon also will pick fights with its trainer when it comes with food, okay? And I'm a man that loves my damn food, and if I have a pet that tries to steal my food or compete with me for food, that's a no bueno right there. Absolutely not. Your boy don't have time for that shit right there. Now, on the note of Arrokuda, we have ourselves Arrokuda and Barraskewda next. Now, as much as I love these Pokemon in terms of designs and all that crazy stuff, here's the thing. When it comes to them being pets, that might be a little bit more on the difficult side. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think the house that I would be living in would be spacious enough for them. So if I had some type of pond, then, you know, we can talk. So if that is the case right there, I have some type of pond or an outside tank or something like that, then I would want them as pets. So yeah, unfortunately they go in the tier of not in my house. I love these guys, but they ain't living in my house. Just absolutely no way. Now, when it comes to Toxel and Toxtricity, I gotta give it to Toxel when it comes to, yes please, cuddle times, because it looks like a little itty bitty baby, and it is rather adorable. Now, when it comes to Toxtricity, it may not be all that cuddly, but my god, is it ever badass, and it could definitely jam out, if you know what I mean. It definitely has that ability to rock it, and I love rock music. So if I want to have a tune, well, Toxtricity is my main man. Now, Sizzlypede and Centiskorch, as much as I love these guys, I'm gonna have to put as just absolutely nope, because these Pokemon right here, I don't want to go anywhere near them because I would be scorched. I would be burnt to a crisp and devoured voraciously. I wouldn't want that to happen, man. Like, I would be their pet owner and they would view me as a food source. Like, absolutely no way. they're in the just nope category for that reason. I don't want to get eaten. Now, as for Clobbopus and Graplock, we've got a very interesting case right here. I would definitely love to own a Clobbopus. It looks so adorable, and it looks quite easily trainable too, you know what I'm saying? And not to mention, it has those little boxer mitts-like limbs that I absolutely adore. Now, when it comes to Graplock, on the other hand, I don't want to get choked out by this thing. I really don't want to get choked out by this thing, so I'd say not in my house, because the last thing I want to have happen is for me to get choked out in my sleep by Graplock should I let the thing in my house. If it wants to choke something out, well, then perhaps maybe I'll get another Graplock as a sparring partner for it, you know what I mean? Now, when it comes to Sinistea and Poltegeist, they look absolutely adorable, so I would definitely put them at the top of this list. Not to mention, especially for Poltegeist, it apparently makes good tea for its trainers, and hey, I appreciate a good tea once in a while, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to drink from Sinistea, as they can be apparently pretty damn bitter. So the next lineup is a very interesting case. We have ourselves Hatenna, Hatterene, and Hatterene. Now, Hatenna is definitely very cuddly. It goes on at the very top of the list. Now, when it comes to Hatterene and Hatterene, just absolutely nope, because I don't want to get pummeled to death in the case of Hatterene, and I especially don't want to get torn apart by Hatterene. Just absolutely no. Again, I value my life. They're cute Pokemon, though, I will give them that. Next up, we have ourselves Impidimp, Morgrem, and Grimmsnarl. Now, Impidimp, absolutely not. I don't want that little shit being mischievous around me and stealing my food and doing all of the crazy shenanigans that Impidimp is known for. And Morgrem, especially no. Especially no. It's like Impidimp, but much worse. Now, as for Grimmsnarl, I mean, you know what? It doesn't exactly scream pet material, but I do actually like it, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it was trained just right to be obedient to its trainer and not learn to strangle the opponents and overwhelm them by using its hair appendages as tentacles, then, you know what, I could give it the respectable ranking of as long as it stays off my bed. You know what I'm saying? But please, Grimmsnarl, just do as I say. I'm your trainer, for God's sakes. Now we get to Obstagoon, ladies and gentlemen, and this Pokemon looks pretty damn cuddly, but also dangerous at the same time. So, I mean, it'd be a Pokemon that I would love to own as a pet, but I would definitely watch myself when it comes to Obstagoon, so I would definitely put it in the tier of as long as it stays off my bed, because, well, I don't exactly want to cuddle on something that could tear my throat out in a nanosecond. Just absolutely no way. Next, we get to Berserker here, and Berserker is a pretty cool looking Pokemon, but it's a steel type. It looks like it's a little bit rough, if you know what I mean. Definitely something I would not want to cuddle, but alas, it is a Pokemon that I do really enjoy in terms of its design, so I would definitely put it in the tier of as long as it stays off my bed. Now, Cursula, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't want to get turned to stone by that thing. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's friendly, you know? Like, just absolutely no. Absolutely no way would I ever want to have Cursula as a pet. Next up, we have ourselves Surfetch. Now, Surfetch isn't exactly a Pokemon that looks all cuddly, but it definitely is a Pokemon I would love to have as a pet. It is a very strong battler as well. That base 130 attack, baby, ooh, man, you're gonna be doing some big-ass damage against your opponents big time. Next up, we have ourselves Mr. Rime, and Mr. Rime, like Surfetch, goes into the category of as long as it stays off my bed, because while it may not be cuddly and all that stuff, I really appreciate its design and its footwork too. Like, do you see the moves that it has with its tap dancing and stuff like that? Maybe Mr. Rime can teach me how to dance, because I absolutely suck. Moving on to Runerigus, and as much as I love this Pokemon in terms of battling, when it comes to it being a pet, Absolutely not, because the last thing I want to have happen is for me to accidentally touch one of its shadowy parts and be shown horrific memories, man. I don't want that shit to happen. I don't want to be traumatized, thank you very much. No freaking way. Now, when it comes to Milkery, or as I like to call it, Milky, and Alcremie, I definitely gotta put them on the top tier list here. They may not be too cuddly when it comes to what they're actually made of. They're made of cream and all that stuff, but they do look very tasty. But I wouldn't want to eat them, though, because, you know, they're my pets and all of that. But I have a feeling that if I wanted to make desserts, they would be able to help me out and make some fantastic desserts. And hey, maybe I could be the next Gordon Ramsay, but when it comes to making desserts, you know what I mean? So when it comes to Galarian Meowth, it's going in the same tier for the same reasons as its evolved form known as Berserker. I really love its design, but because of its steely look, it doesn't look very cuddly. Now, Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash, they're definitely going on the top part of the tier. They look super cuddly and super adorable, and honestly, who wouldn't want to have them as pets, you know what I mean? And why have a car when you could ride on the back of a Galarian Rapidash right through the region in style, baby? Woo! I would love to do that. Now, this next lineup is the very interesting one. We have ourselves Galarian Slowpoke, Galarian Slowbro, and Galarian Slowking. Now, all three of these Pokemon, I absolutely love their Galarian forms, so I would definitely give Galarian Slowpoke this ranking as long as it stays off my bed, because it does look very cuddly, but I do love its carefree expression that it has on its face. And same with Slowbro as well. I absolutely love its design. Now, Galarian Slowking, I'm going to also put in the same tier as the others as long as it stays off my bed, because this Pokemon right here is a genius and is said that it can actually create potions. So, I mean, this Pokemon right here could potentially create potions that could cure certain types of illnesses and cancers that before didn't have any cure. So, this Pokemon right here could be a real breakthrough type of pet that would suddenly become a hero if it was to create certain medicines and potions that would be able to be cures for those type of conditions. Now, when it comes to Galarian Farfetch, I would definitely put it in the tier of as long as it stays off my bed, because while it may not be a cuddly Pokemon, it definitely is a badass looking Pokemon, and unlike Ash, hint hint, nudge nudge, I would actually use Galarian Farfetch in battle and train that son of a bitch up to be the best it can be and evolve it into Surfetch and challenge Champion Leon, which is something that you have yet to do, Ash Ketchum, my boy. Use Galarian Farfetch. Come on! Next up, we have ourselves a Galarian Weezing. Now, I don't want to get hotboxed by this Pokemon because of the constant amount of fumes that it expels. However, it is known for taking in toxic fumes and expelling clean air, so it is actually best suited to be outside. In other words, not in my house. But this is a Pokemon that would be very beneficial to own if you are looking into making the environment much better. And when it comes to Galarian Mr. Mime, like its evolution Mr. Rhyme, I would definitely love to have this Pokemon around because I absolutely love its design and I love how it's so light on its feet. I love its dancing. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, Galarian Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are very interesting cases here. They definitely would be very interesting pets to own. Now, as for what I would rank them as, I would definitely put all three of them as not in my house because they deserve to roam free, because I don't think they would like to be cooped up in my house. And I definitely wouldn't want there to be any type of rivalry sparked between them where they get into a fight and destroy the entirety of my house. I don't want that to happen, man. So they're definitely best left to be outside pets. Galarian Corsola. That is going to be a big fat nope from me because your evolution is very lethal to its human trainer. Absolutely not. Now, Galarian Zigzagoon and Linoon would definitely rank pretty high on the as long as it stays off my bed tier, because they evolve into Obstagoon, and I just absolutely love the entire lineup of Galarian Zigzagoon. Just absolutely badass looking, man. Now, Galarian Darumaka is absolutely adorable. I would need to wear a winter jacket to cuddle with this thing, but it absolutely just looks so adorable and so cuddly. You pick it up, and it's like a frosty little teddy bear, you know what I mean? Now, as for Galarian Darmanitan, on the other hand, I don't see this Pokemon being very cuddly. And I don't even see this Pokemon as being able to, you know, live into my house. So I would definitely have to put this in the tier of not in my house. Sorry, Galarian Darmanitan, I love you, but you're just not house material. Galarian Yamask, nope, absolutely not. You evolve into Runerigus, and I don't want to be cursed with traumatic events from your perspective. Absolutely not. Galarian Stunfisk? Absolutely not, because look at this thing. It looks like a freaking trap, a freaking bear trap, man. I don't want to stumble around in the darkness and have my leg sheared off because I was stupid enough to step on the damn thing and it chomps my leg like it was a freaking twig. Like, just absolutely not. No way. Phalanx is a very interesting choice right here. I would definitely put this on the tier of, yes please, cuddle times, because it's just so adorable. I love its whole design, and it's one creature, but 6 different bodies. I absolutely love it. It just looks so adorable. Kind of like a half a dozen armored Kirby's, Spartan Kirby's if you will. I love its design. What else can I say? Pincurchin is cute, but I would not want to cuddle with it. But hey, at least as long as it stays off my bed, I'd love to have it as a pet. Snom and Frostmoth, absolutely would love to cuddle them. I might be a bit chilly because they are part ice type, but I mean, come on, you can't refuse their cute looks, like, especially Snom. Like, Snom is just... it's just Snom. You can't argue against that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Snom, you just straight up don't argue against it. It's freaking Snom. Now, when it comes to Stonejourner, I like this Pokemon, but I can't see this as being my pet, so maybe perhaps in the zoo? I mean, I'm sorry, Stonejourner. I like you, but you're just not pet material, man. And as for Ice-Q, it's a cute Pokemon, but unless I lived in, like, the Arctic or something like that, I'm sorry, that relationship just wouldn't work, so maybe I could put it in, like, an Arctic zoo or something like that? I mean, I really don't know what else to say about Ice-Q, you know? Now, when it comes to Indeedee, it definitely looks like it could be very cuddly, and not to mention as well, this Pokemon is said to be, you know, loyal and stuff like that, that depending on which gender it has slightly different roles, but its main role is to be a servant of sorts. And that right there screams loyalty. And you know what? When it comes to pets and loyalty, that right there just melts the trainer's heart. Now, when it comes to Morpeko, I mean, I absolutely think it's adorable, but this Pokemon and food just wouldn't mix. It would eat all the damn food in the house, and I'd go damn hungry. And if episode 47 was of any indication whatsoever on what it's like to try and handle a Morpeko, absolutely not. I'm sorry, but absolutely not, okay? I don't want to die of starvation. No thank you. Now, when it comes to Cuffin and Copperajah, Cuffin is cute, and with Copperajah and Cuffin both being elephant-like Pokemon, they would definitely belong in the zoo. I mean, they're very cool Pokemon, but I just don't see me owning them as pets, you know what I'm saying? They kind of look like that they more or less belong in the zoo in comparison. Now we get to the fossils, that being Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dracovish, Arctovish. As much as I love these Pokemon right here definitely belong in the zoo. I mean, for one, they're revived from freaking fossils, and they look like they're pretty dangerous to own, you know what I'm saying? Dangerous and kind of awkward, especially especially with the way that they were, I guess, like, more or less created. Like, they don't look like they're themselves, and it would be awkward as hell as a pet owner to try to figure out what it is that they would want the most. You know what I'm saying? So no, they definitely belong in the zoo. Now we have ourselves Duraludon next. Now I really love the design of Duraludon, but based on its dex entry, it rusts very easily. So this Pokemon would be rather high maintenance when it comes to taking care of it and stuff like that. So if I had a big enough house, you know, I'd say as long as it stays off my bed, because if it does get exposed to rain or other types of elements that involves moisture, this Pokemon would definitely be in trouble when it comes to rusting. So yeah, it would definitely be a good Pokemon, but a little bit on the high maintenance in my opinion. Now the Dreepy line, consisting of Dreepy, Dracoloak, and Dragapult, oh my god. I absolutely love all three of these Pokemon. Dreepy looks very cuddly. Dracoloak, not so much, and Dragapult, definitely not so much. But I would love to have these Pokemon as pets. No doubt about it. Especially Dragapult, man. That Pokemon is pure badass. And admit it, anytime that you see a Dragapult, you would definitely think, damn, this trainer is definitely up there when it comes to being a good battler, because Dragapult is just one of those types of Pokemon that would be very, very phenomenal and very strong to use in battle. I mean, hell, it's the pseudo-legendary of Generation 8, for God's sakes. You would have to be good if you wield this Pokemon in battle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we get on to the legendaries, baby. Woo! Now, when it comes to Zacian and Zamazenta, these Pokemon don't exactly look cuddly, but I would definitely love to have these guys as pets. I mean, honestly, if you're a trainer and you have a legendary Pokemon as a pet, aka Tobias with Darkrai and Latios, and possibly more, I mean, you would be the type of shit that no one would want to fuck with. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Owning a legendary Pokemon like Zacian and or Zamazenta would pretty much make you king shit. You know what I mean? That would just be absolutely amazing. Now, when it comes to Eternatus, I mean, I really love this Pokemon. It's one of my favorite Generation 8 Pokemon, and overall, one of my favorites across every single generation. But I wouldn't be able to handle a Pokemon that literally has the ability to bring death and destruction to the world. This Pokemon right here, just absolutely not. I would not want to own this thing as a pet, because I don't want to be responsible for all that power that could bring an end to humanity as we know it. Just absolutely not. Now, when it comes to Kubfu and Urshifu, oh buddy, I gotta say, Kubfu is definitely gonna be on the top of the list because it looks nice and cuddly, you know what I'm saying? Looks very nice and cuddly, and it looks like it's quite the bruiser as well for being such a little guy. And speaking of bruisers, we have Urshifu here, and while it may be cuddly, I think it would be a lot bigger than my bed, you know what I'm saying? But this Pokemon right here would be an amazing sparring partner when it comes to physical fitness and all that stuff. I mean, look at the size of Urshifu. Look at the physique. It is ripped, especially its thighs. You see the size of its thighs, man? It is just absolutely jacked. Like, it is absolutely ripped. I love it. Now, when it comes to Zarude, I guess depending on which form we're talking about here, if it's regular Zarude, absolutely not, because that Pokemon right there is incredibly aggressive and looks like it could tear out your throat in a nanosecond. But if it's Dada Zarude, well, then now we're talking a different game, because if it's of any indication, Pokemon the movie Secrets of the Jungle featuring Dada Zarude raised the boy known as Coco, and it shows that Dada Zarude has a very caring nature. So this right here would be a very tentative as long as it stays off my bed, because if that Zarude is capable of loving a human, then I'm sure that that type of result could be duplicated in my case. I just gotta be very careful. Now, when it comes to Regieleki and Regidraco, this is going to sound completely silly, but they both look absolutely adorable, and they look like toys as well, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just absolutely look like action figures. I absolutely love it, so I would definitely want to have them as pets, as long as, you know, they stayed off my bed and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But, wow, I would definitely not be opposed to having Regieleki and Regidraco as pets. And we're getting down to it, ladies and gentlemen. We have ourselves a Glastrier, Spectrier, and Calyrex to go. Now, when it comes to Spectrier and Glastrier, I would definitely put them in the category of as long as they stay off my bed, because these are both horse Pokemon, and admit it, when it comes to riding on horse Pokemon that have designs like that, you definitely look absolutely cool. I mean, Calyrex can attest to it, because when it comes to Calyrex and one of these two horse Pokemon, that is absolutely amazing, and their combined form, woo! Absolutely awesome. And last but not least, guys, we have ourselves Calyrex. Now, Calyrex easily makes the top of this list, being yes please cuddle times, because not only is it small and kind of adorable, and it does look cuddly, it has the ability to bring good fortune when it comes to plentiful harvests and all that good stuff. And you know what? Harvest means good food is going to grow, and you know what? There's some good food that comes from the grounds, like carrots, like potatoes, like lettuce, all that good stuff, man. This Pokemon would be hugely beneficial overall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a wrap-up here for this tier list video. My god, there was a lot to go through, and this right here is the tier list at the end of it all. We ourselves a pretty nice assortment of Pokemon, and it's very evident that the second tier, as long as it stays off my bed, is the most dominating tier, and the least dominating tier perhaps in the zoo. But overall, I gotta say, this was a very nice balance when it comes to choices, and yeah, honestly, this was a lot of fun to do. And ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, that's me wrap up here for this video. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, guys, smash it up in the comments down below, because I love hearing from you guys. Always have, always will. That ain't ever gonna change, baby. You can believe that. Woo! So thank you guys again for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day or night, depending on your time zone. And as always, your boy will see you guys in the next one.